And then you have authorian parenting style. This is a parenting style to where you do as I say, don't ask any questions, right? These type of parents create people to be unreasonable. It's their way. They don't want to hear it. It's not about logic. It's not about reasoning. Either you agree or shut the hell up. This is the authoritative parenting style. When you teach your child something, you explain why. I'm teaching you this because of this and that, and the child is allowed to ask, but why, mommy? And then you explain why. But authoritarian parenting, don't ask me. If you ask why, you getting smart and shut your mouth and do as I say. Don't say nothing. This type of parenting style creates mean, cruel people because they don't even care what others have to say. So a lot of these people, it's better to just stay away from these sick people. Just tell them. I would just say, you know what? You're suffering from sadistic personality disorder. Seek therapy. They wouldn't even let me in the panel because they know.
Why do you think the people of TikTok, when they do follow him and they support him, why do you think they blindly? I know you just explained it. But this is for everybody who watches. At some point, when are you going to be like, I don't even need to open up my mouth to defend anybody at this point? Because I feel like the only thing that keeps it up, for real, is the other people that's involved, that's going back and forth. And you can even put me in that equation. But at the same time, it's like I'm asking questions of clarity. They asking questions of prolonging the shit. And what I'm getting and what I'm seeing as far as a pattern out of Jeanty is that it is true. Now, let's be real. We always talk about how these are thrones and we're playing Game of Thrones and this, that, and the third. Eventually, though, if you are in Jeanty's kingdom, eventually, when are y'all going to turn to the streets and be like, look, this is getting kind of out of hand and it's a little ridiculous because it's a grown man?
I can give you an answer. Y'all hear me?
Well, the truth would be one can never determine someone else's level of commitment when it comes to giving your loyalty to something, right? If I give my loyalty to something, it's the same thing when people say blood is thicker than water, right? You allow your blood to do so many things to you because blood is thicker than water. This is where betrayal comes in at, right? People that don't know you can't betray you because you're not expecting, you're not looking at them in a higher standard, right? The people that betray you is usually people that you give titles to. So because everybody is yearning for a sense of belonging, a sense of, community or whatever, a lot of people are going to continue to follow blindly because they feel protected in that community, whatever community he is representing, whatever he's building, right? They're not going to go outside of that because they're so protected in that. A lot of people, it's not that they don't want to go against Jeanty. They just don't really see a big enough group standing up against him to actually say, okay, if I am to speak out against him, then I have a community that can protect me because he's using his community to protect him and his unrighteousness.
Okay, let me say this real quick. I'm sorry, anti-bully. I wanted to say this. To answer the question, Jada, and to piggyback off of what you said, understand the people that blindly support him, for lack of better description, they are losers. I've seen them. I've seen their speech and their mannerisms.
No. See what you're doing? You're taking that is an attacking word, right? They're misplaced. Maybe they might be confused. Maybe. Okay, but they are not losers. See, okay. You're what you're doing is you're causing people to get on the defensive with the terminology or language that you're using. So instead of hold on, stop. Instead of you opening up to that community, right, to give them understanding, right, you're closing them off and giving them the title that we know to have disdainment by saying that they are losers. What did that do? That puts them on a defensive and a fight. So now,
let me rephrase
I got a better way to explain this.
Let me rephrase this then. So let me rephrase this. They're unaccomplished, unambitious, no skill sets, let alone social skills.
What the fuck? How your rephrasement go
Yeah,
worse?
but you
than
don't
just
know
calling
that.
them
You
losers?
you don't
You
know
what?
their personal life.
Sometimes you just gotta
what I'm saying,
refrain from
okay,
talking.
look, hold on, between y'all
Sometimes you just gotta
listen to me.
Look, these people have
Listen to
attacked
me.
me, and I've seen them. They have
stop.
Okay, but
But
look,
you're
they have
operating out
attacked
of
But you don't
feelings and
know their
emotions.
personal life.
But
What you're
listen,
saying
they've
is an
attacked me too,
operation
but
out
I'll be
of your
looking goofy as hell to be saying things about them personally. They have attacked me too.
Could I
You will
just?
never know that they attacked me too unless I
I'm not
spoke up
yelling.
about it.
I'm not doing this yelling
I have
over
a
each
better.
other. Stop. Hold on. I need y'all to take some discernment, right? Especially if you're hearing the sounds of voices, right? One, you have to remember that you're on my panel, right? So when you hear my voice, that should at least stop you or hesitate you a little bit from just screaming over top of everybody, right? Two, our sense of operation is faulty. We're so eager to try to get a word in edgewise that we disregard other people's voices and saying stuff, right? So there's no possible way any of us are going to reach any level of understanding if we just keep screaming over top of each other. I understand that people's been slighted by that community. I understand that people in that community attack people according to Jeanty or following behind Jeanty. I understand that there's a lot of hurt and pain revolving that because he built his platform off of hating people. So there's a lot of people who have felt the wrath of what he built his platform off of. But if you continue to operate out of feelings and emotions, they're going to continue to paint the picture that they want to paint, right? If you look at it and you point out the logics and the merits and the facts of their operation, no one can dodge facts. No one can dodge logic. They can duck and dodge around your feelings and emotions, but they cannot hide facts.
And that's why I was gonna say at this point, this is an issue of the following people who are following both parties. It's no longer between you and Jeanty low key. That is the subject, that is the downfall. But when you really think about it, it's really just the people. It's basically it's not even them no more. It's us. And I'm not even putting myself in that equation, but it's the people who feel a certain type of way about both parties and then they're running back and forth. Like, y'all didn't even know that I had a problem with them until I spoke up and said something about that, which is usually how it's supposed to go. But just imagine the people who do use other people's beef on this TikTok and they go from panel to panel to start stuff. So at this point, one thing in that whole conversation, if you do get around to doing it, is y'all need to point out the followers. That is the main focus.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Jada,
I
hold on,
wanted to
everybody.
say
Hold
I
on.
was trying to.
Hold on, everybody. Miss Jada.
The followers need to be checked, and I'm gonna be honest. Both of y'all need to be reminded, if not more than one than the other, that it's the followers that need to be in check. Okay, and y'all need to be told that y'all head is getting hyped up because of them.
Okay, so
Well,
hold on, everybody. Hold on. I'm not gonna make this quick. So I hear what you're saying, right? So I listened to Kappa sit there and lie about how this all started when she sat there and was there from the beginning, supporting me because he said something about my child. She tried to turn it into something else. Like I said, the two people that I even started with apologized to me. Crystal Crave and Jessica Alexander are both my friends now. He inserted himself. He knew how to weaponize his following. I'm pretty sure he, like you said, he weaponized his following against you. This is what Patrick does. He hides behind his following, his sexuality. He exploits everything he gets his hands on.
Facts.
But again, nobody checks any of that when people are sitting here lying.
You good for the haters. I appreciate you for asking. You good. Okay. You know the other bloggers is clipping it anyway, so you good. You good. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
so again, nobody's checking the right people.
I'm trying to give some good advice. I think it's is one thing that caused them to follow him is a lack of critical thinking skills and a lack of moral compass. You have to keep in mind that some people really don't know the difference between right and wrong. They don't know the difference between disrespect disagreement. A lot of them have a belief system that's not based on truth and false, but is based on strength and weakness. And some of these people actually believe cruelty is strength and kindness is weakness. So they don't care about right, wrong, integrity. All they see is what's strong, cruelty.
Okay,
What's
so
weak, kind of, and also last but not least, when I talk about critical thinking skills, in order to not be misled by people, you have to study your list of fallacies. Know when they are evoking emotions.
What's going on with you? Kegels? Appreciate the subscription.
You have to know. You have to understand when people are spewing fallacies, because they use fallacies to manipulate you. So if you understand the fallacy, for example, if we're having a topic and someone tells a sad story, right? A person with critical thinking skills understands that this sad story is possibly a lie. They're trying to evoke emotions to get you to side with them. They're trying to make you sad to feel sorry for them so you can side with them, but yet you forgot all about the logic. They use the sad story to trick you into siding with you, and they could have made up the whole damn thing. You know, they evoke anger. They make up lies. People with critical thinking skills understand that these could be possibly lies. You know, they need to know what hearsay is. If you say something about somebody, it's hearsay. It cannot be verified. They easily believe lies. They don't question the lies, and then it's just a lot. You have to be educated to catch these people.
Let me add some education.
A lot of people are simply not.
Hold on. Let me add some education to it for them. What he's saying is basically what Jeanty actions is in performance of is what the feds call a RICO act. He has a platform that he is protecting, and he is willing to go through all means to protect it. Therefore, it is considered cyberbullying, gang stalking, and a RICO act because he has enforcers, right? When you look up the Reconnaissance Act, you will see anyone who is a leader or sits at the top of a pyramid and they have soldiers or enforcers that do stuff for them or carry out their will with criminal intent. It's literally called gang crime, right? Gang activity and gang crime, right? So by him sending someone to Blazee's house with a pew-pew to incite violence, that is a criminal act. By him admitting that was what that for, that is admitting of guilt that he performed a criminal act or someone acted with his in his best interest, right? These are federal cases, and in the feds, hearsay is admissible. So therefore, everyone that is following behind him blindly could possibly be a part of that organization and possibly be up to an investigation if this ever was to play out in that type of scene. So exactly. All of the followers that are running around here helping him gang, or cyber stalk people, you are a accomplice to cyber stalking because you are saying that you are representing Jeanty, and you are using your entity, which is your person, which is your social security number, is locked under a corporation that is tied to America, not to Jeanty. You are using your person as a operator of Jeanty, which is considered gang-like activity. Your ass can go to jail too.
Okay. To keep it fair and to make sure that the sides of the scale is even now. At the same time, we may be saying this to Jeanty, but it's the same thing should apply for anybody who follows Blazee. And I think that was a prime example of Mr. Revenge. I want to say that's his name up there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure what it says, the full thing. But, you
one thing I never do.
But
I
even
would never send
even though
nobody
you
to
speak
his house with no
passionately,
gun.
and that's what I
Go ahead,
want
sorry.
to be recorded on camera, is that if you're not sending people over there, how is shit getting back and forth?
I look at it
It's
like
the
this.
followers, and the followers need to be checked.
No.
The
Once
followers need
again,
to be checked.
hold on. You can't check people. People have to operate how people are going to operate. It away. We're not taking it away. What you speak of is valid, but you would have to go speak to every individual follower because we are all individually operating of our own accord.
But you want to know why I said that?
Hold on, listen, let me finish. And what you're saying holds certain facts, but it doesn't hold the truth of things, right? We can get into a word match with each other because according to your amendments, you have the freedom of speech. You can curse a cop out, right? Lead by example. So once a cop curse at you, it opens the door for you to curse back at them. Now, no matter how you look at this, when you're talking about law and what is the laws of this land, man laws, right? Once you once you pose a threat and then you send it to someone's house, this is premeditated. Right? It's not like we just got into it and we just started fighting. No, this is premeditated. So that means people had time to sit down and plan in order to go in that direction, putting themselves in operation of man's law. According to man's law, you cannot just show up on somebody's property and assault them. Right? So whether we share words over this internet or not, once you put it into physical action, you are now subject to the law. We can say whatever the fuck we want to say over this app.
Energy
Yes,
of
that's
Atlas.
correct.
Energy of
But
Atlas. Can I chime in real quick? And I'm gonna be off. Here's what I figured out.
Go right ahead.
Here's what I figured out about him and his people. With them, I don't see any reasoning, no trying to come to certain terms with them. With them, you have to be on some Sun Tzu, Niccolo Machiavellian ordeal to the point where he blocks you, which he's blocked me. And to the point where if there's somebody in the comment section that's blindly following them, you respond to the video to the point where they block you. My thing is, when he starts doing all of the stuff that arguably can fall into a category of a RICO Act, he only does that to certain people. You don't see him doing it to any conservatives on the law enforcement side. He'll probably mass report the account, but he's not gonna pull up on them. He's not pulling up on somebody on some rah 2A, I wish a mofo would type of ordeal. So basically, that makes him a predator. And I said what I said about about my observations with the people that blindly follow him. And with that being said, unless these people know who to try that stuff with. If they get any notion that you are willing to be ruthless and diabolical and violent in 4K, if they run up on you, they will leave you alone. And
no, it was not voluntary. Yes, he might have volunteered, but he still did it in the name of Jeanty. And they were live while they doing it. And Jeanty was on live screaming, pew pew him, unalive him, as the gun was brandished. All of this is caught on live.
I did not see that.
So what y'all talking
This is all live.
Hold on, because I gotta explain this for everybody in the comment section.
If you did it to one of my conservative redneck friends,
Hold on,
bro.
Mujin, chill. Hold on, let me speak. Go ahead, Atlas.
Nah, Mujin, you got me twisted, bro. I asked you to conduct yourself accordingly, and you still trying to scream out stuff that you know will get the live taken down. If we gonna logically talk about this, let's logically talk about this. If you can't bite your tongue or hold your tongue, then you probably shouldn't need to be up on the panel. If you still feel as though you got some outlast shit that you want to scream out about that community, that is you trying to get your feelings and emotions out on somebody else's panel. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for